Imagine 8,000 heavily armored knights riding into the Swiss mountains to crush a rebellion, only to be completely annihilated by 800 peasants armed with farming tools. This is the story of how simple mountain folk changed medieval warfare forever. Welcome back to Ancient Battlegrounds. Today we're exploring the Battle of Morgarten, where David didn't just beat Goliath, he made Goliath disappear entirely. It's November 15th, 1315, and Duke Leopold of Austria has had enough of Swiss independence. These mountain peasants dare to form their own confederation, thumbing their noses at Habsburg authority. Leopold assembles the flower of Austrian chivalry, 8,000 knights and men-at-arms in the finest armor money can buy. The Swiss? 800 farmers, woodsmen, and shepherds. No armor, no horses, no military training, just desperate men fighting for their homes with weapons they forged from farming tools. On paper, this isn't even a contest. Leopold's massive column winds through the Swiss mountains like an iron serpent. The Duke is so confident that he's already planning victory celebrations. After all, these peasants have never faced professional soldiers, let alone the cream of Austrian nobility. But the Swiss have something the Austrians don't understand: intimate knowledge of their mountain homeland and a plan so audacious it borders on suicidal. At Morgarten Pass, the Swiss wait in the forests above the narrow trail. They've spent days preparing their trap, rolling massive boulders into position and cutting down trees to create improvised missiles. Every man knows his role in what's about to unfold. When Leopold's column enters the pass, they're riding into a natural funnel with no escape routes. The narrow trail means their superior numbers count for nothing. Only the first few dozen knights can fight at any given time. That's when the mountains themselves seem to attack. Avalanches of rocks and logs crash down from above, crushing armor like tinfoil. Horses scream and bolt, throwing their riders into the chaos below. But the real killer blow comes from the Swiss Halberdiers charging down from the forests. These aren't random peasants anymore. They're wolves who know every rock and tree in these mountains. The halberd, essentially a spear with an axe blade, proves devastatingly effective against heavy cavalry. The long reach keeps the knights' swords and lances at bay, while the axe head can punch through the finest armor. The Austrians, designed for open battlefield combat, become helpless in the narrow confines of the pass. Their heavy armor, meant to protect them, now weighs them down as they try to flee uphill through loose rocks and fallen trees. Leopold's 8,000 become a panicked mob. Knights abandon their horses and run on foot. Noble warriors throw away weapons and armor just to move faster. The disciplined army that entered the pass becomes a rabble of individual survivors. In less than an hour, it's over. Most of Leopold's 8,000 lie dead in Morgarten Pass. The Swiss lose fewer than 50 men. The flower of Austrian chivalry has been cut down by mountain farmers with farming tools. The psychological impact spreads across Europe like wildfire. If Swiss peasants could destroy Austrian knights, what did that say about the supposed invincibility of heavy cavalry? The entire feudal system suddenly looked a lot less secure. Morgarten didn't just save Swiss independence. It proved that disciplined infantry could destroy the heavy cavalry that had dominated European warfare for centuries. The lesson would be repeated at Crécy, Agincourt, and countless other battles. The Swiss had turned their greatest weakness, being outnumbered peasants, into their greatest strength by choosing the perfect battlefield and fighting on their own terms. Sometimes the best strategy isn't to fight your enemy's strengths, but to make those strengths irrelevant. What do you think was the key factor? Terrain, tactics, or pure desperation? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more stories of impossible military victories.